What up, Blockchain Nation? Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. So you're here to learn about the Metaverse. What is the Metaverse? So I've seen a lot of articles, a couple of articles about the Metaverse, looked at different definitions, but I stumbled onto this article by 137pm.com. And I think he has a very nice, interesting, great way of explaining what the Metaverse is. This is all the way to October 2018. He says, I'll just make this bigger. The Metaverse is best described as a virtual universe made up of shared three-dimensional virtual spaces that are all linked together to create one massive virtual universe. These virtual worlds contain their own economies and some their own currency, as well as digital assets, avatars, and numerous monetization opportunities. So the Metaverse, as you know, great almighty Facebook has changed their name to Meta. And I think they understand the power, the potential of this space, of this economy, of this virtual world. In the early days of the internet, all we could see was text through your browser. Eventually that transitioned to social interactions like social media, of course with stuff like Facebook, and later on Instagram, and of course we had MySpace back in the day. And then we transitioned to video online with YouTube. And then eventually we had video conferencing, whereby you could interact with somebody via Zoom and all those other kind of platforms. So interestingly enough, one of the easiest ways to communicate with people abroad is using WhatsApp, as opposed to I remember those days where you had to buy a calling card to call somebody overseas. Yeah, I know I am dating myself by saying that. But now you can speak to anybody anywhere around the world, pretty much as long as they have a Wi-Fi connection, and you can use WhatsApp. And so we're having a more immersed social experience. And now here comes the Metaverse, is building on top of that. The powerful thing about the Metaverse is you can pretty much do stuff that you do already, like on Instagram or on Facebook, but it's more immersive. That's the concept behind the Metaverse. Now there are other layers on the Metaverse, like virtual reality, which will give you that whole immersive experience. But where we are currently is more of, you have an avatar, and I'll explain what that means, or you have your own digital representation in the meta space. So the Metaverse is like the internet, the different digital economies. But the powerful thing about the Metaverse, in my opinion, is I think those digital economies are going to become interoperable, and you can interact with people. You can be on Facebook's Horizon, and you can interact with somebody on Decentraland. I think that layer is what's going to be a game changer. As you know, in the news, a company like Microsoft recently bought NVIDIA, which is a gaming company, and I think it's also in this direction of this whole meta space. And of course, we have VR glasses and VR experiences, and people are really, companies like Microsoft also are really in that area, because I think it's going to be a game changer, in my opinion. So how do you enter the Metaverse? Visiting the Metaverse is simple. First, choose one of the several Metaverses available that you wish to participate in. We use the word Metaverses, like say internets. But I think eventually when you have these different economies, you just have one virtual Metaverse, and I think what will happen is you can, like I said, you can interact with your same avatar in all these different environments. So this is a good article, and he mentioned some of the top 4 Metaverses. I'll just highlight them, roll over them real quick. One is cryptovoxels.com. Is a user-owned virtual world. The great thing about all this virtual world is a virtual experience where you have your avatar, and then the powerful thing about it is, imagine is an economy where you can actually live in, and you can work and make money. Imagine the money that you make in a virtual world, you can now translate it into this real world. I think that's one of the most powerful things about this concept. I really think so. So one is CryptoVoxels. Another one, I've done a video about this in the past, is Decentraland. Decentraland is a fast-growing virtual economy. As you can see, okay, this is still loading, and what happens is that you have your own avatar. Also, you have to connect Decentraland to your MetaMask wallet, which is a Chrome extension. I'll put some links below on a video I've done about this, so you can watch that. And then you can create your own virtual world. You can exist in Decentraland. You can make money in not make money. You can attend a party, a virtual party in Decentraland. You can buy land in Decentraland using Decentraland's currency, which is a powerful concept. So as you can see, this is my digital avatar. This is my avatar. This is me, a digital representation of me in Decentraland. So eventually I think there'll be more of an immersive experience where I can have VR glasses and experience this world, which will be so phenomenal. So it's kind of like that movie Avatar, you know, if you remember that old movie anyway. So it's the same concept where you can have a great experience. Yeah, so I think that's just great. So this is Decentraland. I'll show you the video about that. Anyways, next is Sandbox NFT. Sandbox is also a very fast-growing virtual space, and there's a lot happening in Sandbox. One of the great things about Sandbox is the people that they've partnered with. As you can see, they have a community, you have a marketplace. Let me just go, if this will stop hanging. Sorry. As you can see, the partners are people they've partnered with, like Snoop Dogg, Adidas, and the rest. And if you go to the Snoop Dogg space, imagine attending a Snoop Dogg concert on this platform. So Sandbox NFT is a huge space that's really, really growing and is doing very well in this whole metaverse concept. It's an exciting concept, in my opinion. And then I'm probably going to do a video about this later on Sandbox and highlight the features about Sandbox if this thing only would open sometime today. Anyways, here we go. Snoop Dogg enters the metaverse. So Snoop Dogg's building a mansion inside the Sandbox, and you are invited to join the party. So this is going to be a huge game changer, in my opinion. So imagine if what are celebrities afraid of the most? It's about getting mugged, right? No celebrity wants to walk on the road and somebody mugs them or harasses them. But in a virtual space, they can interact with anybody and everybody. Who knows, like Janet Jackson or I don't know, one of the what are the names called? The Kardashians can have a party and they won't mind who is there. Millions of people in a virtual world, because no one can harm them, no one can be in their space physically, which I think might be a turn off for a superstar to hang around. Well, other people, because obviously we all know that. Imagine if you walk past a LeBron James, or if he walks on the street, everybody's gonna harass LeBron James. I watched a video, I digress, about Cristiano Ronaldo. He was in a public place, and I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people almost mugged him. So anyway, so in a virtual world, that is not something that is possible. All right, another great one is Axie, which he didn't talk about in his article, but Axie Infinity is another virtual world that you can check out and you can play with and see, where you have battle collectibles. I haven't played Axie before, but I'm also going to do a video about this. That's how I learn. I do videos about stuff that about these concepts, and the more I do these videos, the research I do on it, it helps me to learn about it. Anyways, so a very, very important piece, as I highlight some things, is even Steph Curry is getting involved in this space. I've done a video about Steph Curry, how he has released a new NFT collection. But this is so great that he's releasing a brand new shoe. You can wear his shoe on Decentraland, on Sandbox NFT. So it's like a virtual, which is great. It's like digital representation of Steph's shoe. And last time I checked on that site, it was $300 for a virtual shoe, and already it's sold out. And imagine you can buy this new Steph Curry shoe, wear it in Decentraland, wear it to Sandbox, and on the Sandbox platform, and it's interoperable, that you can actually wear those shoes, which is really, really neat, in my opinion. That you have this new concept whereby you can buy digital representation of clothing, and you can wear it in Decentraland, and you can wear it on other platforms, which is very exciting. So that's really much what the metaverse is. I think it's a huge game changer. I think it's the next iteration of the internet. We've gone from Web 3.0, which is the blockchain crypto space, and this is just building on top of that, and it's adding all these different components together. It's adding augmented reality and virtual reality on top of blockchain technology. And I think I always talk about the technology of the future, about things like AI, machine learning, virtual reality, augmented reality, and blockchain. I think you're going to have platforms in the future that are just going to be a mesh of all these different concepts. You have a blockchain application, like a Decentraland, where you can buy virtual currency, and at the same time there will be some concepts that you can intertwine into it, like you can have AR or VR glasses, and on top of that there will be an AI component, and all these things just work together seamlessly to be faster, to be better. You wouldn't necessarily know it's all these components working together, but you just know it's more performance, it's more interoperable, and that you have different platforms interacting with each other. You have the full immersive experience, and it's really going to be exciting. So let's see how this plays out. Interesting how Facebook is now Meta, because I think that they understand that this is really going to be the future, and they're trying to position themselves in that space. I don't know if they're going to be winners, who knows. And lastly, a company 10 years ago did something similar to this. They're called Second Life. Now, the creators of Second Life had this virtual game where you couldn't really make money on Second Life, but people would spend time in Second Life. And I think they kind of saw the future then. And I do understand that the creators of Second Life are coming out with a new idea or new concept, which is more immersive or building on top of Second Life. And all these concepts are really exciting, and I'm looking forward to how all this is going to play out. All right, that's all I have. So until next time, my wish for you is that you learn more about blockchain technology, because blockchain is changing and will change the world. And those who get involved early, in my humble opinion, will greatly impact the future. And if that is you, let's go change the world.
If you would like to create more awareness for your brand or content, or you would like to earn additional income, register now on www.kleekee.com. The more you share, the more you earn. Kleekee.